What's up, you guys? If you are new to my channel, my name is Morgan. I'm a second-year medical student in New York City, and you can come here for all of the med content, pre-med content, anything related to that. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for coming back. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today we're going to be talking about my 2023 goals. The last day of 2023, so I felt like it would be nice to just reflect on the goals that I set for myself. I actually made a vision board this year, like a digital vision board, and I was like, you know what, I want to be very intentional about my goals and make sure that I am constantly reminded of them. I don't just want it to be another thing where it's like, okay, you make all these goals and then you kind of forget about it by the time February rolls around. I actually set it as the background of my phone screen. And I think that was so good because literally it's been my lock screen for the past 364 days. Every time I go to open a message or open my camera or my flashlight, it's the first thing that I see. So it's always just a good reminder of what my plan was for the year. And I want to start by saying I'm not perfect, but I felt like I did make an honest effort and I've done better this year than I've done other years. So let's dive into it. The first one, this was kind of like a freebie. The first was I want to travel to the Dominican Republic. I love traveling and I feel like it's harder financially and time-wise being in medical school, and I knew starting rotations it was going to be even more difficult, but I already had a spring break cruise with my family planned. We did Royal Caribbean, Labadee, Haiti, and Dominican Republic, and it was so fun. So when I made this in January, we already had the cruise booked, but that was just a freebie, and I did it. And next year, I think we'll see, but I definitely want to add somewhere new to my list for next year, maybe somewhere that I haven't been before. I think I want to do a solo trip or something, so we'll see. All right, my second goal, I want to improve my Spanish. I made these goals when I was in the medical Spanish class, with my medical school during my first year, but that was at the end of 2022. But when the summer rolled around, after I finished the academic year, during the summer when I had a lot more time, I started using the Pimsleur app. Anyways, so I started using the Pimsleur app to work on my Spanish, and I love it. I love the idea of hearing native speakers talk, because I can read Spanish and understand it in that way, but when someone talks to me, I feel like that is where my issue comes in, talking and being comfortable speaking. So I really like the way that Pimsleur was set up. It is a paid app that you have to use. So once I started getting into the trenches of step 1 studying, and then when I was on surgery rotation, I did cancel my subscription, but I feel like I was very consistent with it. The lessons were 30 minutes. I would go on a walk or anything, and so I'm very happy. And right now I'm just trying to be if I just want to figure out a smaller goal, such as something very easy, okay, do 5 minutes of Babble a day, or Duolingo or something that's free. So we'll see what I decide to do, but I really did like Pimsleur, so if you're trying to learn Spanish, I highly recommend that app. My third one, okay, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, my third was I want to become better at budgeting. I have made the executive decision that I will not budget until I have a husband, and if my husband wants me to budget. God, if you're looking out for me, don't send me a husband that wants to budget. Maybe I do want a husband that budgets. Yes, because I need someone to keep it in line. So I'm going to give myself a half check for that one, because I started meal prepping on my surgery rotation. I feel like meal prepping is a way of saving money, so therefore it is budgeting. But in terms of doing you need a budget or MENT or anything like that, I'm not gonna roll that goal over to 2024. I just don't think it's reasonable. I think it's just I'm aware of how much money I have. I'm aware of how much money I'm spending, and I'm very particular on the things that I spend on. I don't like to buy a lot of new clothes. Like, my leggings are that I'm wearing right now are from Old Navy, and they're literally like about to rip. But I'm like, oh, I just love these. Like, I don't want to have to find more leggings. So I've just kind of gotten to the point where I don't really spend money on clothes like that. It's pretty much food. And then whenever I travel with my family or my friends, which like that happens like 3 times a year, to go home and different things like that. So as long as I just keep spending money only on food, I think I will be good. So that was technically a fail, but it's fine. Number 4 was I want to read 10 books. So you guys should follow me on Goodreads. And I also set my goal in Goodreads so that way I could like be aware of that as well. My books that I read for the year was It Starts With Us, November 9th, Regretting You, Then I Met My Sister, Without Merit, Confess, Too Late, Slammed, and Point of Retreat. So I am only 1 book away. So that was 9 books. I'm 1 book away, and I basically like get into... I'll basically like read when I'm on break, and then when I'm at school I usually won't read. So I can like go back and see when I read the books, and like it's very interesting just to kind of see like different chunks. So I think I was at 7 books when I came home on December the 8th, and I kind of was just like hanging out for a week, and then we took a trip to Florida. So on the way down there I read Slammed by Colleen Hoover. I think it was actually the first book that she ever wrote, but it's the first book in a series of 3, and I was like, you know what, I don't know if I'm gonna read the whole thing, so I only took this 1 book, plus we were flying Spirit, and I only was taking a personal item, so I didn't have enough room to pack 2 books. But then what happened was I got down there, and I literally finished this book the day that I flew down there, like 5 or 6 hours, and we were still gonna be there for 2 more days. So I went to the handy dandy Walmart, and I picked up the 2nd book in the series, Point of Retreat, and I finished that on our way home. And now I have the 3rd book in the series, This Girl. So I haven't started yet, but it's only 288 pages, so it's pretty short. So I'll probably be able to finish it like in a day if I just have time to like sit down and read it. And I'm super excited because I've thoroughly enjoyed this series. It's like such a good series to end 2023 on. But as long as I finish this, I will be on track to read 10 books. So my next goal was a financial goal, and my goal was to earn $15,000 as a content creator this year. I think I was at like 10K in 2022, and this doesn't account for like, this isn't like net, this is just like total like how much is brought into the business, not accounting for all of my expenses and things like that. And the last time that I met with my tax advisor in November, I was at 32,000. So I doubled what my goal was gonna be. Last year I kind of did like a little Instagram. I did an Instagram trending reel, just like how much I made every month as a content creator. And I think I'm gonna do that again this year. But yeah, I am so excited. This has just been a year of growth. I thought it was gonna be a lot more difficult, like balancing being a content creator, business owner, and medical student. And not to say like it's been easy, but I think I'm finding my groove, and I really appreciate it. And I've just kind of been like hunkering down when I have the time, and you know, developing my courses, hiring my YouTube editor, hiring an assistant to help me. And so I'm really just excited to see everything that is in store for Melanin and Med for 2024, and I think it's gonna be awesome. If there's anything that you guys are like interested in saying, make sure to definitely like drop a comment so that way I can know and I can plan. I think most of my YouTube videos are already planned for 2024, but like in terms of Instagram, and I can also do like multiple videos in 1 week, so just let me know. Number 6, I want to commit to consistent therapy. That is another check. It sucks when you have to hit a rock bottom to like things to go up, or I don't even know how to put it, but like I wish I would have just like been able to commit to therapy when I was in like undergrad or even high school, when things were like meh. But you know, whatever it takes. I love my therapist. I started seeing her I think in January, and I pretty much saw her every other week, sometimes like every 3 weeks, just depending on her schedule, because she has limited availability. I'm in medical school, my schedule is crazy, and things got really busy when I was on my surgery rotation. So the last time I saw her was probably 5 weeks ago. But I like let her know what was going on, and so we're gonna see each other again in January once I go back. So literally like a couple days from now. But I am so thankful. Like, I do cognitive behavioral therapy, I think, and so we're basically just going through like, okay, things, how does your brain work, and like what are your thinking mechanisms? Like, so one of the things that I do is catastrophize. So, you know, you get a flat tire and you're like, oh my god, my whole car is gonna break down, I'm never gonna be able to drive anymore anywhere, versus, okay, I got a flat tire, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it to the car store, they're gonna patch it up, maybe I'll have to get a new tire, but regardless, at least I didn't get in an accident, at least I'm near somewhere where I can get to a tire, you know, like that kind of thing. So I think just working on reframing my mindset, honestly, just being like less prone to doing things like catastrophizing and those other, you know, ways of thinking, I think it's been so helpful. I've seen like really big improvements in my test anxiety and different things like that, and I think overall like mindset. So I am so thankful. I did have a therapist in undergrad, and like we weren't the best fit, so I will say that like your first therapist may not be the best therapist, and you have to like find like shop around until you find someone that you're going to be comfortable with, because you're going to be sharing like intimate parts of your life, and you should be able to like be comfortable going to your therapist when stuff hits rock bottom. So, but I 10 out of 10 would recommend therapy. So that is a check. Number 7 on the list, I want to develop a printed planner line. So this is also like a half check. So I've been working on the pre-med planner journal for a while now. So when I first launched it, I launched it digitally because, you know, like we're in our iPad era where like everyone has their iPad, and I just love, like, I had honestly created my own digital planner line before, just for like academic planner type, but right now this is the printed planner journal, and this is the proof that I have, and it literally has like so many like X's everywhere because I just kind of went through and I fully updated it, and so I think I'm just like so nervous, but I just need to pull the trigger and upload the final draft. I think I want to, aside from like updating the content, I think I want to do like a thicker cover, because my idea is that this will be something that students can utilize from freshman year all the way to senior year or gap years whenever they apply to medical school. So I want something that's definitely going to be durable, and then of course, you know, like we have to make sure the pages are going to be thick enough for us girlies and guys and everybody else to be able to write and it not bleed through. So this is in the process. I already know what manufacturer I'm going to use, all that stuff. I literally just need to upload it and get them to send me another proof. So I am going to kind of like roll that goal over, but my goal is by February 1 to have at least like the final proof, so that way I can start pre-sailing. So I'm excited. Number 8, I want to focus on self-love. That was like a huge one, I think, kind of going along with like why I started therapy, just working with like self-esteem issues, and honestly also just like not putting my worth in external validation from others or in academic validation, and so I think that's something that will always be on the goals list. I don't think for me personally I can ever say like, oh, check, perfect, we're good at that, but it's definitely something that I've worked on in therapy, and it's also something that I've just been more aware of, and like realizing that like my worth isn't tied to someone else, or like if I get a bad grade, that doesn't mean that like I don't deserve to be in medical school, or like I don't, you know, this and that. So I think that this one's always a work in progress, but I'm glad that like it's one of the first things that I see when I roll over. I turn on my phone, you know, and it's just been a good reminder to kind of like keep myself at the forefront of everything. So I'm content with that one. And my last goal, number 9, I want to start exercising. So I want to get in the gym. I promise I do. But, you know, I just like, I'm someone that I want to see like I'm an immediate gratification kind of person, and like I don't have to be in the gym 3 months before I see a difference. So I've always been someone that like I'll do like spurts, and so This summer when I was doing research, I started going on long walks. So like I said, I was doing the Penciler app to study Spanish, and so during those 30 minutes that I was doing the Spanish, I would do like a, hot girl walk, or like a, accelerated walk. And it was good. I also did a little bit of like walking on the treadmill. But aside from that, that was an absolute flop of a goal. It still is a goal. I think I just need to figure out like how it fits into my schedule and stop making excuses as I'm doing right now and make it a priority. So that will also probably be a rollover to next year. However, I tried. So let's tally up our goals. So the Dominican Republic, yes. Improved my Spanish, yes. Better at budgeting, no. 10 books, I'm gonna finish the last book, so yes. Earn 15K as a content creator, yes. Commit to consistent therapy, yes. Develop a printed planner line, nah, not quite. And focus on self-love, yes. Better exercising, flop. Therefore, I got 6 out of my 9 goals, and like some halfsies in there. So basically I win. It's not like it was a competition because it's literally just me, but technically I still win. Overall, I think it's so fun, like at the end of the year, just to think about, did you set any goals? What goals did you set for the year? And just reflect on those and just think about what I can do better for the next year. I really do think that goal setting is incredibly important. One thing I also like to do is just like set monthly goals. So if you just try to say like, oh, I'm gonna do something in general, like I want to exercise, like that's so broad, but maybe it's like I want to exercise for 30 minutes a week, that's something that's a little bit more specific. So we do all the SMART goals in medicine and things like that. So I think this year I probably want to set SMART goals for myself, be very specific. They have us do those for like all of our rotations, and I think it gives you something to look forward to, because you're not only saying like, in general, it's like, okay, I want to exercise, but then it's like specific. Okay, I want to exercise for 30 minutes a week. And then it's like, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to do cardio? Do you want to do like an exercise program? Like, what is the avenue that you're going to achieve that goal? So I think that's going to be my plan. So stay tuned for the first week in 2024. Oh my god, I can't even believe that I'm saying 2024. I'm still stuck in 2020. I want to make another video for you guys, just kind of sharing what my goals are for the new year. Until then, drop a comment, let me know what your goals were for this year and whether you achieved them or not. I had some that I somewhat achieved, definitely achieved, some that like I just totally flopped on. So don't be scared. I want to see in the comments, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my other videos. Thanks for tuning in, guys.